I'm very inspired by the solemnity we celebrate today, the great feast day of Saints Peter and Paul. We see in these two wonderful apostles great examples, role models for us in the faith, kind of like patterns whose life we can imitate. Peter in today's gospel is given a very special role in the church. He is to be the rock. After telling Jesus, confessing faith in him that he is the Christ, the Son of the living God, he's told by Jesus that he will be this rock upon which he will build his church, and that the gates of hell, the gates of Hades, will not prevail against it. Peter would become the very first pope, and all of the bishops of Rome who followed after him would be popes as well. It's so beautiful that Christ is active and really interested in us and in his church. But of course, we all know the story of Peter, and what seemed like a great idea, making him the rock upon which the church is built, didn't seem to last for very long. For Peter denied Christ before his passion, afraid of suffering for his sake. And yet, Peter would be more than rehabilitated. He would encounter the risen Christ, and after confessing 3 times that he in fact loved Jesus, would spend the rest of his life making sure that Jesus' name was known and loved by all. Paul, for his part, may not have been a betrayer, but he was a terrible persecutor of all the Christians. And yet, somehow, he has an encounter with the resurrected Jesus Christ that changes the whole direction of his life on the road to Damascus when he's struck down blind. He encounters the risen Lord who asks, "Why do you persecute me?" And from that moment on, he probably becomes the most dedicated of all disciples of Christ, perhaps one of the most dedicated ones there's ever been after our Blessed Mother and Saint Joseph and perhaps John the Baptist. He's so dedicated to Jesus Christ and his mission. Both of these men, who didn't have promising beginnings in many ways, actually made it to Rome. And there, under a persecution of Nero, they would perish. Peter would die in a circus, crucified upside down, unwilling to be crucified as Jesus was, right side up. So he was turned upside down. Paul, he was beheaded, a Roman citizen, dying a more noble death, but nevertheless, spilling his blood for Jesus Christ. It's amazing what God can do through people. We don't have to be perfect in order to follow Christ well. We simply need open hearts, allowing him to come into our lives, inviting him into our lives, and desiring that we offer ourselves to him in concrete circumstances each and every day. All God needs from us is an open heart. Let's open our hearts today in new ways to God. And may God bless you.